Got K-Corp in the blue, 01 Esports in the orange, a best of 7. Let's get to the Verizon Skybox.
One team happy to be here, trying to do their region proud. Another team signed specifically for one purpose and one purpose only, to prove the doubters wrong and get the dub when all is said and done in just a week and a half's time here at the World Championship. K-Corp got a lot to prove here, and it feels like they're playing with a chip on their shoulder, Daz.
It does, because you already know 01 Esports, they're going to come out, and it's going to be, I feel like how they come into this is, again, they're playing with something to prove. They want to show that, you know, they deserve to be in this position, and they're going to give their all here. For K-Corp, it's not an easy matchup, not at all.
Heard from Zazonix before the match. Calls himself the defender of this team. He's going to have to work overtime in this one to keep this high-octane K-Corp offense at bay. This is blocked downfield by Nolly. And Mawson just sky one up, try to play it towards the center. He's got options over there. Ams is waiting. This got through, and Ams still waiting patiently behind Mawson. He's going to be called into action as Itachi holds his ground, and Astral takes over. The teams continue to jockey for position in this opening minute. Nerves, I have to imagine, Daz, would be a bigger factor for 0-1, but they seem to have held their own.
I mean, you saw the interview from Zazonix as well. Like, the nerves were definitely there. But now it's time to get into game. You have to leave all that out there, especially when you want to have a good start here in the Swiss stage. Game one, very important on both sides. We know, especially on the side of K-Corp, whenever they drop game one, their win percentage goes down drastically. I mean, it's a 30% chance to win a series after they drop the first game. A great start for Karmine Corp is going to be crucial.
Both these teams, of course, putting a heavy emphasis on getting a great start as that pitch is in, and the defender, Zazonix, gets a little gift.
And look at that, you see some space there. Zazonix, a nice turn. Itachi tries to get a piece of the ball, but it's not the best challenge. Pinching your net, and we have our first goal of the series.
And so it's the squad from Mina that has the opening goal. K-Corp having to play from behind. Astral couldn't catch up with this. Zazonix looking for another, and Itachi has to swipe that one away, and Am's gonna have a tough time with this ball out of the corner and just skies it where they're not. And K-Corp not able to make any contact. They leave an opportunity on the table, but 0-1 doesn't have a lot to work with. They're hemmed in their own zone, and it's only a matter of time. Itachi ties the game.
This is a good look here for Itachi. You can just see him just waiting to get involved. Astro just gets past the entire defense, leaves the net as open as possible, and Itachi making that count.
By a narrow margin, only 5 goals coming into this World Championship. Itachi the leading scorer on the season for Karmine Corp. As Zazonix gonna sky one again out to midfield, and a little hesitation on the part of K-Corp, not quickly diving after that. A little bump from behind by Ams, and then he gets bumped in turn. That means he couldn't get onto that ball. If he did not get bumped there, this is a 2-1 game.
But you can see the physicality coming out here from 01 Esports, right? The fact that they are in front of K-Corp, they're looking for the bumps, they're trying to make them super uncomfortable. Again, this goes back to what the desk was talking about, how, again, this is not going to be something that's going to be a cakewalk for Karmine Corp. So far, they've been able to tie this game up, but 01 Esports do not seem fazed by the response.
K-Corp can be susceptible to demolitions, and this is actually a pretty favorable matchup for 0-1. They average more than a demo per game than K-Corp did during the regular season. Ams out of the corner. Nothing doing there, still trying to nudge the defenders from behind. Now it's Itachi. Nothing developing there at all for Karmine Corp. A lot of balls just kind of hopelessly thrown into a space, hoping maybe somebody might be able to run onto one. Not a lot of purpose behind some of these passes, as everybody all jammed up there for 0-1. They do clear the zone, and the spacing for them probably, Daz, could be a little bit better as well.
Yeah, I mean, as you see Astral there, Astral's gonna catch him out. Beautiful work from the Belgian as he gets the lead for K-Corp.
It's almost like K-Corp was just lulling them to sleep, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, by the way, Astral still got his flip. Caught him off guard. 2-1 now the lead for K-Corp. This one kind of had circled when we looked at the docket of matches between the two streams. Like, you know what, if there's potential for an upset potential for kind of an eye-opening experience. This might be the one, especially where 0-1, they kind of faded down the stretch in their region, but they had a couple really positive showings in postseason events, I guess you could say, in between the spring split and now this World Championship. They go top 8 in Gamers 8. They go to the finals of another event in the MENA region. That certainly had to get their confidence back. They are playing with no fear at all here as we go to the final minute in Game 1 against K-Corp.
Yeah, great stuff there, at least from 0-1 to be able to get in front of that, get a good shot. Well, the shot could have been actually a lot better. I mean, the opportunity, though, to present itself is one thing, but they gotta finish. Meanwhile, Astro looking to finish again! Astro gives a K-Corp a 2-goal lead.
You can have all the confidence in the world, and it doesn't matter if you can't stop this guy. Nolly sets him up, and Astral finishes the job. 2-goal lead now with 44 seconds. The only thing now the 0-1 can kind of hang their hat on here is no lead is safe at this level.
Not at all. Meanwhile, you see Astro once again in the air. You have to not, I mean, you can't let this guy warm up.
That might be safe.
You can't let this guy warm up. Astro having a game here. Look at that carry, gets the flip reset, and the defense just can't get back in time. Astro, oh my goodness.
A natural hat trick for Astro. Now he scored the last 3 now for KC, and you have to imagine that will put Game 1 away. And it brings us back to what we talked about a moment ago, Daz, right at the start of this game. Game 1 being so important. Neither of these teams have been particularly successful after dropping the first game in a series. And that's going to be the task ahead now for 0-1 as they will start this match 0-1. As Mawson just got to Nolly there. The final 10 seconds will tick down. We'll see if 0-1 can at least get one more goal just to see the ball go into the net and get a little forward momentum going into Game 2. K-Corp not interested at all. We've talked about teams being machines in the past, but K-Corp is an actual machine. There just seems to be no emotion on that side.
I mean, you talk about a machine, that's like the Astro machine right now. Astro with so much space into the air, being able to just be comfortable on the field. And we've seen Astro pick apart defenses. Even with the first goal scored by Itachi, Astro gets it past 3. Then next thing you know, once he feels like he's comfortable on that mechanical side, he just takes to the skies. And it's been really tough for 0-1 to, just get involved and stop that. It's just, he's like a fly in the air. It's just so annoying for them.
Both of these teams finished 270 points clear of the team that just finished outside of a spot here at the Wildcard. Of course, for 0-1 in their region, there was kind of a one-man show. It was Sandrock / Team Falcons all season long. They go 9 for 9 in their region, so everybody else just kind of fighting for second place in all of these regionals, and 0-1 got there a couple of times. Best finish for K-Corp in their region the entire season, 3rd place, and it came right near the end.
Exactly, and now you got to think K-Corp is a team that constantly is ramping up, constantly just trying to get that better and better placements as this team has been through, I'd say, a roller coaster of a season. And, they start strong, kind of fall off towards the middle, and then now towards the end, I mean, we saw them at the London Major. They even said it on the desk, it was the best that team has looked. And they want to continue to play at that level, get out of wild card, get to the main event. But they have to start here, getting past 0-1 Esports, who have been a formidable foe, at least for the first half of Game 1. We'll see if they can come up with an adjustment here.
The K-Corp squad we saw after they had the big introduction, after they got signed, they put them out right in front of all their fans and said, this is our team, and they had such high hopes. They went and won the We Play preseason event, and then, as you mentioned, completely fell off until this spring split. They've been revitalized, and now, here at the World Championship, yes, having to play through the wild card, but they were able to pick their opponent. They chose 0-1, and so far it's working out thanks to this guy right here who just missed over the crossbar.
Still a close shot though. And look, Astral's not done. Picks up some boost, gets a flip, tries to put it under. Almost a follow-up there from Itachi, but Itachi instead will bring this back to Noli, and K-Corp will start all over again. The offense is just like a machine at this point. Another goal as they kick off Game 2.
What a win by Nolly in the air. getting his first goal of the series. And starting it off in game 2 on Aquadome for Karmine Corp. 4 unanswered goals now for K-Corp. And actually, no, make that 5 unanswered for K-Corp. It was Itachi that tied the game after conceding the opening goal to Zazonix. Since then, it's been all Karmine Corp. Mawson trying to do something about that, going underneath Nolly. Zazonix coming in from behind. Now Ams blocked by Itachi. And Astral also blocks the follow-up. And he kind of had to do that in the blind. An impressive defensive stop, just feeling the pressure there.
You can see some of the drives, though, from 0-1. The way that they were able to just get, the speed to the challenges, right? They've been able to outbeat K-Corp on some of them, but it's not necessarily consistent with all 3 members, so then these challenges start to fall apart. They're a very fast team, and they're able to, honestly, compete in terms of some of these 50s that we're seeing with K-Corp. But when it comes down to those final shots, they're playing so fast that those shots are losing accuracy.
0-1 having to call upon the experience they got just a couple of weeks ago in Riyadh, playing against other teams from around the world. They went 8-6 in the 3v3 portion of Gamers 8. As Astral bringing this to the side. Indirect, nobody else there to retrieve it. Here's Nolly. Not a lot in the tank, but enough to get by 1. Mawson is there, but Ams kind of tied up with Itachi. And another dunk from Astral makes it 2-0.
That's a really good challenge from Astral. I mean, you see again that double commit. This looks like a strong clear from Zazonix happening, but Astral with the read, top right corner. It's just a great start here for K-Corp. Up by 2, halfway through this game. Everything seems to be working for them.
I believe it was one of Nolly's former teammates, Senses, that would wear the Dunk Master title. Mawson getting a big win here out of the kickoff. 0-1, getting the great equalizer. Gets him back within 1 at least, right at the halfway mark.
I mean, but that's still, for Mawson, that's still a really good cheat up. He drives all the way around the defense, catches K-Corp out, just a little bit too aggressive on the cheat play. And now, another kickoff in favor. That's a good beat. Does he have the double? Does he get the drop? Oh! Zazonix able to get there for the tie.
How about Zazonix being incredibly aggressive? Austin, that's a great read by Itachi. Put himself in the only spot that he really could do anything with it. And then Zazonix right there reading that as well. Right place, right time, deuces wild here in game 2.
And that's what I'm saying. It's the speed here from 0-1. Like the fact that they know, okay, I can go all in, I can make the challenge there, and another save needed by Itachi on the goal line. You're starting to see a momentum shift here on Aquadome. Noli downfield, has Itachi, goes for the shot, but it's a great save for Mosin.
That one saved away because it wasn't Astral who's just got the Midas touch, but this one does roll across. Now Noli for Itachi, and it's so tough to defend K-Corp when they've got options like that in the air. You don't know who's the decoy, who's actually taking the shot. Now it's Zazonix, nothing in the tank. Mawson beat to the corner boost as well. Astral making sure to get boost and ball, so Mawson has to go all the way across. And Itachi kept that away from him, making 0-1.
Demo.
Burn a lot of their boost again, but it doesn't work. Oh, it does! What a save!
Noli gets the squishy save out. Great stop there. Again, you saw the demo. There was a smoke screen. Everything was set up for 0-1. It was great work with Mawson as well. But again, unable to score on that drive. K-Corp's defense can be so strong at times.
One stat that doesn't get tracked nearly as often as it should is bumps. We always see the demo stats, and those look however they look during a series. But the bumps from K-Corp have been so timely, disrupting 0-1's efforts. As Itachi just got a piece of that effort from Ams. Astral gonna pop it away and stay with the play. Only Ams to beat, and he can't beat him. Ams up to the task against a very formidable foe. Itachi now put his body in the way, but a good clear.
Yeah, good clear. You see how early Astral's up for that too. Karmine Corp just wanting to turn that around as quickly as possible. Some good 50s, and they're forcing 0-1 to play this kind of from behind, just in the midfield though. No shots really coming on. This one from Itachi does, but double commit on the goal line, making sure that one's not in. We got 20 seconds left. This is a much better game here from 0-1 Esports. Can they force overtime though, as Karmine Corp has been bearing down on them? There's the pass. Noli top right, no! It's off the crossbar.
Gotta have those. You're not gonna get many more opportunities like that as this goes harmlessly across. Itachi trying to stay with this play. Set it up for Astral. Blocked away from over the crossbar. Monster2's gonna bring this down to ground, and they're gonna play for overtime and get there.
Overtime in game 2. 0-1 Esports, my goodness. The speed at the second half of this game has been great. That 50 huge for Zazonix. He has to be careful as Astral wanted to put that in, goes off the ceiling, gets another touch, has the boost. He's just trying to be as annoying as possible on that back wall.
Mission accomplished. The first 15 seconds really was the Astral show, but now here's Mothman trying to get around Astral. He has, but Nolly's right there. Good team defense out of Karmine Corp.
Oh!
Now Nolly was in the way. Itachi's there to follow it up, and they go less than 30 seconds. K-Corp survives a scare in game 2.
I mean, this was a scare on both sides, right? Nolly almost ends up blocking that shot. Thankfully, Itachi able to get the follow-up. Top right corner shot to put that one in, and yeah, they get that game, Stacks, but still, this series, it's getting closer. As time is going on, Karmine Corp, you know, they get that one in overtime, but I think 0-1 are slowly starting to figure things out. Astral wasn't as dominant as he was in the first game, and it was really up to Itachi and Noli to be able to step up and kind of fill in those gaps that were made as Karmine Corp take that OT win.
One thing we haven't seen so far today, we haven't seen much of the timeouts that exist for all these best of 7s. 60 when all is said and done at the end of the World Championship. And we'll wonder if we'll see one soon at a 0-1. We're not going to see one here as we look at the Mobile One High Performance replay. And that save from Nolly, helping keep K-Corp alive in game 2. And then the absolute chaos in front. The Zonix couldn't do anything with that follow-up from Itachi.
16 shots.
Good grief.
16 shots to 6, Stack.
An endless barrage. It felt like K-Corp had the upper hand for the vast majority of that game, but there was just that stretch of about 45, 50 seconds where 0-1 pieced it together, and they did just enough to get to overtime. But now the next task is get over the hump and get a dub here in this series.
Yeah, I mean, even with those 16 shots, there was only 6 saves coming out from 0-1. So the question is, Karmine Corp, if the shooting gets a little bit better for them, I mean, this could be a walk in the park. But 0-1 have not made that easy as the games have gone on. Will this be a swing game for them? Game 3 on DFH on your screen.
One of the toughest tasks ahead of 0-1 here is, sure, maybe you do stop Astral, but then you still got to contend with Itachi, who is the team's leading scorer on the season. You still got to deal with Nolly, who, yes, his confidence could be shaken at some point if he misses another couple off the crossbar, but when he is on, K-Corp, a much different beast. Almost connected with Astral there, a near miss. And now the 0-1 squad has to break out in some kind of formation. They're still kind of bunched up. A little hesitation, maybe a communication breakdown as they try to take advantage of what K-Corp might be giving them. Itachi got bumped there, but there is Astral again. Nolly going after Zazonix, bumped him out of the way. Astral scores 1-0.
Beautiful bump there from Nolly downfield. Again, Astral with a lot of space. Nolly's looking at Zazonix. No, see you later. That's going in your net. I mean, it's a great heads-up play.
We talked about teams in the past that have these set roles where somebody is almost like a dedicated defender. That's not quite what Zazonix is, but when you kind of identify yourself as the defensive stalwart of the team, you kind of put a target on your chest, and everybody's going to be going after you, because if they can disrupt the primary defender, all of a sudden the whole defense turns to shambles, and that's kind of what happened there for 0-1.
Yeah, and 0-1 have a tough time. I mean, over the course of the season, like they're like the 6th in demos taken. So they definitely are no strangers to getting bumped, that's for sure. But look at this, pass to Nolly, almost able to find the back of the net with that play. It'll be Astral taking a chance at it, and it'll be 50'd out, and great clear from Mawson is 0-1 trying to give them a taste of their own medicine. You see the bump, but that ends up turning it into a demo. Ames is the one taken out on that play. The K-Corp will have to take this from their own back wall.
This series started out so aggressive and so physical from 0-1. Has it been this case? But there's Ames with the double tap. Bang, bang, tie game.
Look at this. First off, the catch is great. Great first touch, has space, sees the defense, and uses that perfectly to line himself up. Double just off the bottom of the car there. And just like that, they are right back into this game.
For Karmine Corp, no lead has felt really secure until the very end of game one when Astral single-handedly took the game over. There he is on the defensive effort, leaving that for Nolly. Not a lot in the tank, but enough to at least threaten. Here's Astral trying to finish the play. Mawson falls down to the backboard and stays with that play, more importantly, to stop Itachi. The AMs ahead, looking for the demo, but not finding one. And that leaves them susceptible to the counterattack. Still dangerous as AM sweeps it away.
Close chance there. Good on 0-1 to be able to stop that. But you can see just things getting a little tangled up. Here's Noli. Plays that high. It's over to Zonix off the crossbar. And no follow-up from K-Corp. And things just slowly start to fall down. We have 2 minutes, 15 seconds left in this game. Maybe a chance here. Noli tries to drop it down, but just a little off target.
One of the teams that has probably had the least preparation for this event, delayed getting here with their flight. They look like a team that has had plenty of practice as they continue to hold their own against K-Corp, but sometimes something like that happens. Nolly just has this shootout like a cannon, and there's nothing 0-1 could do.
I mean, it's a heater of a pass, and I mean, he matched that energy with the shot. You see AMs just barely out of boost there. He gets 12 more, he makes the save. Noli called him out at the perfect time. K-Corp with the lead. They're looking to put this on match point. They got to be careful, 0-1. They'll still play this one down to the last second.
K-Corp doing just enough to secure victories and stay in front of 0-1. AMs just keep that to the backboard. Astral always at or near the target as Mawson tries to break free. Nolly and Astral coming right back in your house. Then Zazonic there for the save. They didn't bump him this time, and he's kind of staying out of the way. Got a piece of Itachi there, it looked like, but still dangerous, and sent away again. A little disruption on the part of 0-1's defense, but they do not have much in the tank. Only Mawson with any boost at all. Itachi's shot is blocked away, and that could give 0-1 a chance to get boosted up. If they can find any pads in their corners, that one's saved away as well. Another opportunity. This is still dangerous for Itachi, and still denied. 0-1 finally gets some boost. Get a demo on Nolly. That relieves the pressure. Final minute here, and they can finally start to turn this back into offense.
45 seconds. 0-1 in their own back end, struggling to get out. It's been K-Corp non-stop pressure. You see how this clear works. Lots of space being given here in the midfield. AMs trying to work through that corner play. But as time ticks down, 0-1 are going to have to force the issue. They cannot afford to let this one get away from them.
Wondering when they're going to press that button and send the house. Here's an opportunity sent away by Nolly, and now Zazonic has to go all the way back. That was dangerously close to the net. They didn't have a good read on that ball at all. Astral is there, and K-Corp 10 seconds away from getting on match point.
Yeah, you can see the misread, how much that affected the team. Zazonic couldn't get a read on it. Him and Mawson go for the same ball, and it's an easy shot for Astral. You can see a couple smiles on the face, too, of K-Corp. It feels like they got things under control. 10 seconds left, and they're going to end up putting this one on match point.
6 goals in the series out of Astral. 0-1 need a goal right now to give themselves a shot at a kickoff goal. It's not going to happen. And now the task in front of 0-1. Look, coming back from dropping the first game, already a tough task for either of these teams. But now they are staring down a 3-0 K-Corp advantage.
Yeah, it just feels like 0-1 has just had a tough time just finding their themselves. And honestly, in the series, it just, when you look at the style, I mean, very aggressive in some of the drives, but sometimes that aggressiveness comes back to bite them. K-Corp have been so deadly on the counterattack. Those counterattack plays consistently working out for them. And now, the way that this is looking is, I mean, it's just K-Corp in the driver's seat. They only need one more game.
The Mobile One high performance replay showing that lone goal from AMS, and then Astral putting game 3 away. And now 5 minutes away from a 1-0 start to Swiss. And I think that's kind of the overlooked aspect of this whole event. This first day is just the opening round of Swiss. There's still a long, long road ahead, made much shorter if you can start off 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, even though this is just day one, you know, these best of sevens, you gotta stay locked in. The moment you're not, that's when the other team takes full control, and it'll be a short series for you, but the tournament will still continue on.
Well,
First goal there for Zazonix, and 0-1 on the board.
Zazonix single-handedly, just a little bit slower on the kickoff, and it worked out perfectly. 0-1 knows what a reverse sweep looks like in a best of 7. It happened to them just about a week ago, losing to F16 in the finals of an event. As Nolly gets bumped away by AMS, and Mawson has to dribble around. It's only Itachi to beat. Nolly trying to catch up, and Itachi slowed things down enough that Astral and Nolly can get in on the defensive effort. Here goes AMS, though, playing with a lot of confidence, and Astral sends that away. The shot actually looked like it had kind of beaten the defense, but it did not beat the crossbar.
There's a great explosion of offense coming out from AMS. Just not enough there. Saw the defense able to save that one. That wasn't even on target, but still, 0-1. The way they were able to slow things down on that drive, you know, they were on the ground, they were forcing K-Corp to go up. That worked out really well from them. Ooh, even Mawson now getting a bump on Noli, but Zazonix not able to get enough power on that flick. Follow-up shot from AMS is blocked away. Mawson plays it high, it's gonna go straight down. Zazonix doesn't have the read. K-Corp on the counterattack, but AMS, they're so quickly as 0-1 still trying to keep up the pressure.
Very promising looking counterattack though from K-Corp, threatening to tie the game, and now Nolly trying to get back under control. There's Astral, just dribble right past Mawson, and it'll be Zazonix who has to try and slow down Itachi. K-Corp, a rare deficit in this series. This goes to the back wall, and Zazonix has it away as far as AMS. Now Mawson all the way across. 0-1, having to work as greater than the sum of their parts, trying to get everybody involved on both halves of the field. It has served them fairly well. It certainly got them to this point, but now they've got to get results out of it, as Nolly's going to send one away, and right there is Astral just ahead of the play. Nolly getting the demolition and boost steal as well. K-Corp in great position with Astral on the dribble, but he's not in a shooting position now, and AMS can, well, it looked like he was going to get this away and could not. But 0-1 weathers the storm, barely.
That's the biggest thing when you look at Karmine Corp. Even if you see someone with complete control of the ball, do not think that what they're going to do is going to be a shot attempt. Because again, this team has the highest assist percentage in the teams in the World Championship at 80% assist on their goals. Knowing that, you have to know that, okay, these guys like to share the ball around a lot. Nothing, it can't be as it initially seems. As long as they're playing together, it's really hard to stop them.
They mentioned very briefly, talk about Astral and his public perception. Look, all the guy does is either score or help his teammates score. And he does both exceptionally well. Almost identical scoring and assist totals, but nothing on the defensive end can stop Mawson as he goes right through the defense of K-Corp like a hot knife through butter.
They weren't expecting the flip. They weren't expecting the flip, and now things are starting to change here a little bit. I mean, you see it. He brings it up off his own back wall. It's a beautiful play from Mawson. Now off the kickoff is Zazonix, able to get a bump. Doesn't even go for that. Leaves it for AMS. AMS on the dribble. Gets it through, but not on target on that play. It just feels like a shift here as Itachi almost put that in his own net, had to recover really quickly. There's 2 minutes still left in this game, so we'll see if Karmine Corp can organize a response. But right now, they're getting outplayed.
The difference between a best of 5 and a best of 7, as that's off the post. All the momentum still belonging to 0-1 as they survive here and keep K-Corp scoreless. It's almost like the difference between running the 100-meter and the 200-meter. Not that I can speak from experience on either front. Just goes all the way across and should easily be sent away, though Astral was threatening to be a nuisance again. Mawson, wave dash, and Astral stays with this play. K-Corp not out of this at all. There's another shot coming on. Natachi in the way, trying to disrupt the defense. Nolly couldn't turn on this, and AMS will take this kind of slowly towards midfield. Almost like they want to hold possession and not give K-Corp many more opportunities.
It's a mix of that. It's also a mix of the fact that they just don't have any boost right now, Stacks. That one looks on target, but it's a good goal line save out. And Karmine Corp are hunting. They are looking for a way in. It's the final minute. They want to end this series. But even with low boost, even where there was like 24 boosts total for that entire team, 0-1 Esports has done a great job of holding off K-Corp. They have to do it for 45 more seconds.
Finish line getting just a little bit further and further away for K-Corp, but a blistering shot sent away by AMS.
I felt the speed on that one. That was an incredible save. 30 seconds. It's still nothing here from Karmine Corp. They just haven't been able to break through. This is incredible defense from what we're seeing from 0-1. As even though they haven't moved upfield, it feels like they're perfectly comfortable blocking everything. A demo comes out, but still enough time bought here. And Astro will take to the skies. We'll try one more time. Has the flip, uses it, and it's in! Astro scores with 11 seconds left.
Nolly 3 shots. Itachi, I think, had 1. Astral hadn't had an official shot on target until this. Finally gets through. Unassisted, by the way, with 11 seconds left. And now a super important kickoff now for 0-1 Esports. Got to keep 0-1, or got to keep K-Corp at bay. Here's Astral again, high in the corner. And now Nolly is the last line of defense to try and keep this alive. It's Astral for Nolly, and Mawson sends it away, but not to the ground. Itachi waiting underneath, and it finally rolls down. 0-1 staves off relegation to the 0-1 bracket.
And what a way they were able to do it as well, Stacks. I mean, the start was good from them. They were able to get an early goal off the kickoff. And then, of course, you had the solo play that happened from Mawson a little bit later. Once they get that 2-goal lead, the only thing that was on their minds was stopping Karmine Corp. And boy, did they. I mean, we talked about the shot totals that we've seen over the course of this series. There was one game where K-Corp had 16. This game, they only had 5. And the way you saw those final minutes, you would think they would have put up double the 16 shots, the offensive pressure that they had. But that's exactly what 0-1 did. They limited them, and they limited those opportunities.
6 shots, only 1 save for K-Corp. I mean, 0-1 was all over the K-Corp net. And that has kind of been a problem for K-Corp. Sure, they don't allow a ton of shots, but the shots they allow, they often do find the target. And if 0-1 can get that confidence rolling and just start pulling the trigger and firing shot after shot, I don't know. K-Corp might be in just a little bit of trouble, but it's easy to panic from over here after just 1 game. These guys have been through the ringer more than a few times. Now we go to Wasteland, and another closeout opportunity for Karmine Corp. And Itachi will win the kickoff, or at least it looked like he had won the kickoff. Sazonix got there instead, and Nolly had to swat this ball away. Here comes the counterattack for K-Corp to start game 5.
It's a game of adjustments. We saw the adjustments from 0-1, but now K-Corp, after taking a loss there in the game that they were supposed to close this series out on, the question is, are they going to be able to bounce back? You would think very likely, but for 0-1, hey, they figured out how to stop them from putting on a lot of different shots. They figured out how to play past them with their individual performances. But Astral, it doesn't matter. He's going to force it through for the first goal.
He will drag his teammates kicking and screaming across the finish line if he must. There are just some times where Astral will just take charge, give him the ball, get out of the way. This is one of those series. He's got 7 goals now to lead all scorers. Make it 8.
Locked in. That's exactly what you expect from Astral. That individual performance means so much to him, means so much to his team as well, because even if he can't score, he ends up breaking apart the defense, and it makes it really easy for Itachi and Noli to follow up. Here he is again, 61 boost as he takes this to the wall, off the ceiling, but Mawson quick to get into the air. They've seen him do that so many times, they want to shut it down. Can they stop Itachi? No! That one goes in, Karmine Corp by 2.
Another of these threats that you have to contend with. Nolly, inch perfect pass for Itachi to go up and catch. 2-0 the lead for K-Corp. And we talked about 0-1 getting their momentum rolling. They score a couple goals in game 4. And you wonder, all right, is the tide turning? Well, now, is it a permanent turn back towards K-Corp? Or can 0-1 stop the bleeding? Nolly on the offensive effort again. Now Itachi high out of the corner. Astral didn't even bother going for it. He knew it was beat. He can steal some boost and help everybody get back in plenty of time. It just feels like K-Corp starting to establish almost a chokehold on this 5th and potentially final game of the series.
You're starting to see things settle down here. And even when 0-1 get the ball cleared out, it just goes right back in. Karmine Corp so effective on the transition. It's been tough for one to be able to stop them, but I mean, even then, they have been it's been a good match. I know there were a lot of people who were thinking this was super one-sided, and even in the scoreline it is a bit, but as the gameplay continues, you can see, again, it's just not as easy for Karmine Corp as a lot of people had, I guess, expected it to be following their spring major performance. They've had to work here. I think that's a good credit to 0-1 as, again, Zonics in the midfield slowing things down, buying his team some time. Noli isn't going to be able to wrap around it halfway through this game. And K-Corp still in the lead by 2 as they are controlling the pace of play.
If anybody tries to tell us that this series was one-sided in any way, you go point at the scores. The only thing you could even call a blowout was game 1, where Astral single-handedly pulled K-Corp away at the end with 3 unanswered goals. 3-2, 3-1, 2-1, the scores over the last few games. 2-goal difference this time, almost 3, but Mawson's right there. Ams waiting on the ground as Mawson has to go up. Ams will take his shot to the backboard. Nolly not biting on that fake at all. And another opportunity for Mawson's going to be well wide. Nolly's going to deflect it out to the corner. And Nolly again, stealing pinch, got away, and Zazonic has it. 0-1, trying to find a weakness in the K-Corp defense. Trying to find a crack in the blue wall, and there's none to be found.
Yeah, that's the real tough part. Here's a drop-down chance. Follow-up from Austin goes in.
As I said, none to be found whatsoever.
Look at this. Gets the demo, and after that, everything's just open. Astral and Noli both racing back as fast as possible. Caught out was Karmine Corp on that play. And now with 1:35, the question is up to 0-1 Esports. Can they battle back from this deficit? We haven't seen them do it yet. Now's the perfect time.
Can they stop Astral from pulling this back out of reach? Nolly gave it away, and Ams will score. 0-1 ties it.
What happened here? It's full control. Could have brought this up the wall. You see the first touch, and then next thing you know, it just all falls apart when it hits that back wall. And Ams, the aggression, perfectly placed, perfect time, and we're back tied up.
Right back where we started just a few minutes ago. Ams now trying to dance around. He got around Nolly, but Astral's right there. Couldn't get that out all the way to the corner, but Itachi will. And Zazonic has that go over him, but no danger as Ams gave up that corner boost to get this ball in the air, so Mawson will take it.
Oh my.
And he couldn't get to that ball. This will waterfall down and cleared away by Zazonic. Only Nolly to beat, and he's got to bring this all the way to the corner so he can get some boost himself.
It clears it away. Again, buying the team some time too, because the team was super low on boost on that play as well, Stacks. But now 0-1 with the ball. Mawson, we've seen him be able to, create some opportunities. You can tell that they also like to set up Ams. There's a lot of faith there in Ams' individual ability, as we see Ams on that back wall, able to get a piece of the ball now. 30 seconds left, and at this point, we've seen Karmine Corp in these positions. When they have the boost, they have the ball, they can create plays, they can end series. Astral won't be able to do it. Itachi trying to get that one mid. He saw Noli on the wing. That's not enough. 0-1, making it really hard for K-Corp to score.
Time on the clock, irrelevant. K-Corp not panicking at all. Willing to make the selfless play. But will somebody take over and put this game out of reach? Astral got it at the end. It's Nolly's shot that might have K-Corp up for good.
And you saw Itachi go for the demo. You saw Mawson with the corner boost. It was an open look at the net. Noli to Astral for the finish. 4 seconds left. It's looking like this one could all be K-Corp, but we have seen these kickoffs go one way. Not able to get a piece of that. They went with the hard cheat, Stacks, and they got to keep this ball up, moving up the field. Mawson has to get a beat here, does beat out Noli. Am's able to keep this one in the air. This isn't going to hit the ground. Mawson has no boost, though. Gets the flick up high. Ams plays this off the sidewall. Follow-up chance off the backboard. There's the shot, but it's blocked out. Karmine Corp able to take that one.
Who better than Astral and Itachi right there to make the final stop, and a big sigh of relief as Karmine Corp gets a late goal